100% positive because we're live now.
He's not ready.
He's not ready.
I'm just looking over at my wife, who is sort of like smirking at her phone.
She's smirking. She better not be watching GHC, that pro CSIN, whatever the hell that is. She better be watching this.
Mm-hmm.
She actually said earlier on that she was watching CSI. You don't want any program. But anyway, good evening, folks. Thanks for coming in. Hope you had a good weekend. I know we did, but it's fucking freezing in Scotland, by the way. So don't come up here. There's my BN. She's actually sitting over there. You know. But tonight we have back Lee from I was going to say the Boo Boo Brothers. It's the Boo Brothers, only one booing it.
Yeah, that's it.
So that would be a bit of Boo Boo, wouldn't it? we had, and we'll get Craig as well, doing there.
Mm-hmm.
Neil forgot about him.
How could you?
I know, he's like 6'9" or something, do you know what I mean? He needs to lean down when he walks in the room and stuff like that. But we had Lee on last year, and it was a fantastic show. I know we will agree.
Yeah, definitely.
He said afterwards it was the best podcast he'd ever been on.
Yeah, because it's you, Scott. Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, you see. Say that again slowly. Nobody can hear.
I said it was all right.
It was all right. See, I can do that. I can do that accent. You know, good evening, Raging. I'm taking time out. The bad guy done it.
Mm-hmm.
The bad guy done it.
Which one?
Which season? Which episode? I used to watch the Miami one. Lee, were you drunk? Just remember, I can see you.
To be fair, I've got a paranormal hangover at the minute, so.
Oh, good. Last night.
Yeah, 30 East Drive last night.
Oh, nice. Well, not nice, but.
I'm glad you said East Drive. Not any location would have been good, but because I don't know, I've spoken to so many people that have done East Drive, and everybody's opinion or experiences vary. We had the chance to do it. I think it was last year with GSI, but they were going in the Wednesday. They phoned me on the Monday and says, come down. It's free. Come and do it. Yeah. Obviously, we would have jumped at the free bit because we're Scottish. Do you know what I mean?
We understand that, yeah.
You understand it exactly. Hi there, my dear. Hope you and Eric are doing well. But it was just logistic-wise, it just wasn't enough time, so we kind of missed out on that one. So you did it last night. How did it go?
Very, very interesting. Very interesting. What is it? 7th time we've done it now. And last night was hectic. And I mean, the responses we were getting, intelligent answers. It was great. It was great. But we've got another 3 more to go at this year to finally find out what is in that house.
Did you... Craig's disappeared. That was short-lived. 4 minutes, almost. No, he's back.
He's back.
See, you've done it 7 times.
Yeah.
Have you had the same kind of evidence or result, whatever?
No.
Each time, or any time that ties into previous ones?
No. We obviously get certain names majority of the time there. But also we get Jack, nothing, absolutely nothing sometimes. But then it's obviously down to the company you're with to make the night more enjoyable as well. But yeah, last night it was just off the scale, which I've never known it to be that active in the previous ones we've been to.
Hey, Facebook user. I think it's a place you need to do. you need to go and experience it for yourself, because so many people say, "Oh, it's no active, it's all the crap," etc. It's a great location, but there's nothing there. And then the other side of the coin is people says to me, there's tons of activity. There's definitely something, whatever, in that house. We just don't know, who it is.
With the investigations we've done there, I'm about 80% sure that Black Monk doesn't reside in there.
I talked to Mark Egerton a lot, and he's taking this as one of your team, young man. It was a great night.
I don't know. We was with another 2 teams.
Oh, right.
So
that's Rita's other half. Rita's the better half of the 2 halves, obviously. I need to say that because she's watching, and I do mean it sincerely. Eric, great guy, fantastic. Now I have to wonder if it changes because of energy or climate or time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree. Every time we've been there and it rains, we've had more activity, and we've made note of that every time we've been. Mm-hmm. So summertime we don't seem to get as much, but like I say, we've only done seven investigations there. No, like I say, until I find out what's in there, it'll still be going on. Mm-hmm. So I'm led to believe.
I always think that, and the more you do a place, the more spirit gets used to you, the more spirit gets to trust you because they know you. And remember, we've had this several times at Loud and Kirk, where they remember you and they tend to come forward more as time goes on.
Yeah.
And they get to remember your names, and you'll get called by name and what have you. Don't get me wrong, some of them have been a wee bit abusive, a wee bit on the cheeky side.
Yeah, well, it all depends, doesn't it? They're talking to if it's you, Scott.
That's right. Carry on. Where are you going to keep going?
No, I just thought I'd leave it there and let everyone else fill in the rest of the conversation.
Famous in the spiritual world.
You see, that's 3 shows and within a week that have been slagged.
I didn't say anything. I'm just letting everyone else finish the rest of the sentence off.
Basically, you started digging the hole,
and
you're handing somebody else a shovel.
Yeah, that's the one.
Basically, that's what you've done. I'll do the first. That's when they do a new building, they crack the soil, whatever it is you call it, with the golden. There you go, right, Charlie, your turn. Yep. Fire in. Right, Craig, your turn. Say something. Slag me.
I can. You've been really good. You've been really good as the kind of you're great. You're really good to work with and everything, and you've been really accommodating. Basically,
has Scott just sent you some money over? Scott just sent you some money to say this.
I have to say this because we've got this is the first time I'm saying it because I've got a kind of college project for Scott, and I really need him to help pass it. I'm doing filmmaking at college, and I really need to keep him on my good his good side.
I'm loving this. This is great. Keep going. Keep going. We have a wee drink, we have a wee sip of coffee, and then you can carry on.
But I need, but I've got something in the works, and it's involving Scott, and I don't mind, but he's been absolutely brilliant. One of the best bosses, that you can have, and a good mate. And I can see his head getting bigger. That particular ball.
I was just about to say he might need to move his camera back a bit to fit his head in.
I might need to move to the next room. And you'll still none of my hats will fit me now. I need to adjust all my hats at the back.
It'll be like a big balloon that will just kind of go up like that.
Is that you done now?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm tired of slicking. So
So you didn't. No, I didn't choke on my tea cakes, Laura. Thank you very. Laura's got a thing for tea cakes, Turnips tea cakes. No doubt you get them in England. Tell me you get them in England.
I eat a pack. If they're in front of me, I will eat them 6 in one go.
Aye. Oh, it's so easy, isn't it? It's so easy just to, Well, I had a box in the cupboard, and so I got 2 out earlier on, and I took a wee photograph and sent it to Laura, and she says, I hope you get heartburn, because I suffer quite a bit for heartburn, And so I took the courtesy, shall we say, of doing a video calling her and shoving a whole one in my mouth at one time, and then talking to her.
She nearly died.
So that's what that's in reference to, because and then I just did that again. I took another one, because you can't. I totally sympathise with you, Lee. It's impossible to open a packet of Turnips tea cakes.
Yep.
Lee doesn't eat them; he inhales them.
Oh, who's that? That's got to be one of my team members. We actually had him last night on the investigation, and I told everyone to keep their hands off him to mine.
They're just kind of melt in your mouth, don't they? They disappear. There's a party.
I actually don't think they touch the inside of my mouth. I think they just go straight down.
Oh, do
you just whack them in, or do you do what I do and kind of like crack the chocolate at the top and then peel it off and have the chocolate burst and then basically have the marshmallow and then eat the biscuit?
No, just straight in, the whole one. Don't bite it in half. Straight in, full.
That's a waste. That is a waste.
It's not a waste.
Savor it.
You get these. I've seen these people, have got weird ways of eating things, or they'll separate their dinner on plates and stuff like that, and eat a pea, then a bit of mash and a pea, and it's just scoff the lot. Exactly.
That's
but
it.
To sit and peel a tea cake and then take the marrow off it, and then, just get that bugger, and that's where it's meant to be going. So get it in there. Same as a cream egg. I knew a guy once that used to bite the tip off his cream egg, and it's,
No, too messy. Too messy.
You think he was digging for Lord Lucan or something,
Yeah, it's too messy doing
that. I do that, basically. I've got to admit, I do that. I also bite the heads off the jelly babies. I bite the heads off the jelly babies first. Eat the head first.
This is the paranormal show, by the way, folks. I'm just making that clear now. I know we can
appreciation.
I know we kind of strayed off the subject. You see, with your jelly babies, you should bite their legs off them, then they can't run away. To do it that way, always thinking. Anyway, can we get back to his drive and the tea cakes? Thanks for that diversion, Laura.
Yeah, so going back to it then, eventful night. And I think we didn't get answers that we wanted. I think we've come back with more questions, really. So, but yeah, very active night last night. I think we got in at about 4:30 this morning.
So, you're suffering with it. See, what you said there, you get more questions. You get, more questions and answers. I think that happens a lot, and I find that fascinating.
Yeah.
I talk about Loudon Kirk a lot because it's it's not our place, but it's our second home. So we've been there for 2.5, 3 years, something like that. We've done numerous investigations there, and we've always had the same 4 kind of names. But last week? We done it with Rosie Cardy and our partner Andrew for the Ghoul Gang. They were up, and we got different names. And so it starts you thinking, well, who are these people? And then we picked up EVPs that they were talking amongst themselves. So we started to think, well, who are they talking to? What they chatting about. The one interesting one we got was Laura managed to catch it. Sorry, blame Laura, Eric. Don't blame me, my man. We were just carrying on the conversation. That was it. How you munch a tea cake slowly, and it just there's a party in your mouth, just goes down, and lovely jubbly. But anyway, one EVP we're going is quite clear is, are you ghosts?
Asking you that question.
Are you ghosts? We done it as a live. We hope people heard it on the live. Craig heard it and I heard it at the same time. So that that starts your mind thinking as well. One, they're asking us that question. Two, does that mean that they're standing there in their time and they can see us? And three, they use the word ghosts rather than spirits.
Yeah.
Which I did a wee bit of digging, pardon the pun, but round about the 1800s, the word ghost was used rather than spirits. That was the most common word back then for a spirit base, was a ghost. So it started me thinking, well, these, whoever it was, are these a spirit? Because the people were picked up there, they owned a farm back in the 1800s. So I said, is this these same people, and are they thinking that we're now ghosts? Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it makes perfect sense.
Hi, bro, brothers and Scott. It's Alan. Hi, Alan Burry from Beyond the Great Paranormal, including Outer Realms Paranormal UK Division. So as you see, you come away with more questions than answers.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes you want to get back, because these questions they're in your head and you want to try and get answers to them now.
Yeah, definitely.
Just like how do ghosts or spirits perceive us? Do they see us as people who are alive, or do they see us as spirits, or
do they see us or just hear us?
Yeah.
We have asked that question a few times before in previous investigations. But you never seem to get an answer. That's, like I say, we always try and get the answers, don't we, to what we want to know, what they know. So
it's like a question I've asked many times as well, especially when you go to abandoned buildings and what have you, and you get activity and tells you answers. You think, well, are we visiting them or are they visiting us?
now you have got us thinking. Yeah, no.
So if we did a place called Caldwell. It's an old abandoned mansion. It was built in the 1700s, but it's been empty. It's been derelict since 1985. But it's a ruin now. It's a shame, really, because it was a beautiful building back then. And we've done a lot of investigations there, and go and tells you an answer. So I started thinking, well, are they seeing us in this house as it stands just now, or are they seeing us
how it were?
How it was. So who's visiting who?
Well, my take on that would be we'd be visiting them, wouldn't we?
That's confusing, isn't it?
Yeah, but we would be visiting them, wouldn't we?
We'd be visiting them, so they'd be standing in their own time, basically.
Yeah.
Well, they can only see the house as they knew it.
Yeah.
So the house is going to be pretty much going to seem like it's from their time. And basically if the people intruding into that like we are, then maybe they are seen as ghosts or things like that. Kind of like that film The Others, basically where they think
and another
they think they're alive, but they don't realize that they're actually dead, and everything. But it's kind of like that.
I think they're seeing us in their time and vice versa, surely. Which leads to another question. If they're seeing us in their time in that fucking house sort of thing, are they aware that they're passed on?
That's what I was kind of saying. They might not totally be aware at all times. Some might be aware, but others might not. It's one of those unanswerable questions because you'll never know until you actually. Nobody's going to turn around, come back, and go, but like, oh yeah, it's basically this is how we see it. This is not from our experiences, from all our experiences. It's just not how spirits or ghosts communicate. It's very cryptic. It's very basically something holding them back, or they just maybe don't want to say, how they see it. It's, there's an awful lot of guesswork in it, but it's a very sort of like, you can postulate, but it's a very difficult question to answer, I think, for anybody.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
Facebook user, can you type your name in the comments so we can see who you are, please, my friend?
Well, after that comment, when it says "I remember you," that'll be Sarah. That'll be Sarah from Boo Brothers. So
she's picked that up last night as well. I remember you.
Yeah. Clear as day.
It's your missus. Sorry, Sarah. My bad. Derek.
Oh, Derek's the other Boo Brother member.
Hi, Shannon Doll.
So yeah, like we say, it was interesting night.
What about negative energies? Plenty of stories come out of East Drive about negative, and I hate saying the word demonic, but all these people.
Demonic. I don't think. Do I believe in it? I'm not sure. But dark entities definitely believing. Like we say, we all know the story of 30 East Drive. Well, majority of people know the story of 30 East Drive about the Black Monk and the poltergeist. Okay. So the name came through, which is Fred. And once that name came through, I think about 2-3 minutes later, that's when all the activity just went off the scale. So yeah.
Michael and Fred. See, the Black Monk, I spoke to Mark Egerton about this, and he's an investigator as well, but he's a historian, what have you, and he says there's no documented evidence that this Black Monk ever existed. It was meant to have been a monk. I'm sure he was meant to have raped a nun or something like that, and
a young girl,
he was hung for it. But they're saying there's no evidence, but so many people have said, "Oh, we've seen the Black Monk. We met the Black Monk." Do you think the Black Monk story is just like Chinese whispers?
Well, it's called the Black Monk of Pontefract. He's not just going to reside at one house if it's of Pontefract. So why would he just be at 30 East Drive? If it's not documented, it might have just been there once or twice, and someone might have got a picture of him on it. So it's plausible that it is there. But like I say, it's not just going to stay in that one house every day of the year, So, yeah, who knows? Who knows? But like I say, I'm about 80% sure that it don't reside in that house so far from our investigations.
For what I've read and the people I've spoken to, the majority of them say no, it's no Black Monk there, it's just a story, etc. But so I say, I think it's a place you need to investigate yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Mhm.
and make up your own mess. It's with the Ivy House. We did the Ivy House about 2 years ago. I think it's 2 years ago this month.
2 years.
Down near Warwick. You've heard of the Ivy House, haven't you?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Well, before we went, I watched some YouTube videos and that, just to get a rough idea about the place. And they were saying about, the footsteps and what sounded like bodies getting dragged along the floor, all the usual kind of stuff. We did it, and we got practically nothing. The only thing we got was we'd a walked off camera down the stairs. We were up the stairs, and the light and the I always get this wrong, and no doubt Laura will correct me, or Sarah will somebody will correct me. The light in the camera dimmed or moved, and then it came back on, and we heard just prior to it, it sounded like a little girl laughing, and the sound of like wooden heels, like old school shoes kind of
Yeah.
on the floor. And that was it. But the rest of the night, no, that was a good result. Obviously, any result's a good result. But the footsteps up the stairs, the bodies getting dragged and that, there was nothing.
Yeah.
I had to deal with a devil. It was terrible. They will attack whole communities. So, is that Laura?
Yeah, I think it is. Sorry.
That's your way. What's she doing?
I don't think I can kind of like say.
What's going on?
I shall have words with her.
I think you please do off camera. No, in fact, get on camera so we can find out. Because now we're just dying to know what she's doing.
Hang on, 2 seconds. I'm doing it off.
He's away and it spoils all the fun. That was a bit of weird, a bit of a strange noise. There was something dark last night, but not demonic. We were talking about what Fred did last night to the girl, and we got hung, drawn, and quartered on a device straight after, and then bangs and saying, ladies in the group, definitely something there. But Fred, he was I'm not 100% on the history East Drive. Fred was the dad, was he no?
No.
He wasn't. Susie, I'm not 100% on it.
Yeah. So you got Joe, who was the dad.
It's Joe, right? Aye.
Joseph. So Joe and Jean, mum and dad, and Philip and Diane were the children. So
who was Fred?
The monk.
Oh, right. Is that the monk's name?
Yeah.
Right. And he was hung, drawn, and quartered. So I mean, going on the basis that the Black Monk story is true, and I'm not saying it's not true.
Yeah.
I'm just surmising that to be hung, drawn, and quartered for rape, the usual penalty was hanging. Back then, hung, drawn, and quartered was mostly used for high treason. I'm not saying it didn't happen. Again, I'm not denying it. I'm just saying it's unusual. The family named him Fred. So Fred was the black monk that raped the young girl. Right.
Right. So Fred, like I say, raped, killed a young girl. So that's why the family named him Fred. But if I can remember correctly, I think it was the actual monastery that hung him. The actual monks themselves hung him. That's the story I know. Like I say, I'm not 100% sure on the research of it. So they could have hung, drawn, and quartered him if it's done by themselves and not actual justice system. But
I mean, like lynch mob sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's why we still have questions every time we leave. I, that's one of the things I love with the parrot. You do have questions after questions,
Mm,
you know,
yeah.
and you get these cabbages that come on and say, we had one in the group last couple of years ago, I'm an expert in the paranormal. No, you're not.
Mm.
You can't be an expert in a field that's changing every day, every week, whatever, whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
well, going on to that, where you see people say I'm a professional ghost hunter.
Go on, Bennett.
I've seen people advertise as professional ghost hunters, expert in ghost hunting.
don't even start me on that stuff, because I could rant all night about that.
You know, you do. You see it. You see it all the time.
The thing to remember is that everybody's learning. Everybody's all still learning, no matter how many years you've been at it. Nobody could ever become an expert at it unless you actually turn into a ghost yourself.
I mean, there's two things I always say. One is that, there's no such thing as experts. You can have more experience at investigating than, somebody else, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
You all have more experience than another person. And secondly, it doesn't matter how many years you're in the field for. You could have a guy who's been doing it for 30 years and a wee guy who's been doing it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they go investigating, and the wee guy, the 2-week guy, gets loads of, results, loads of answers, and the guy with 30 plus years gets deadly.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, in my mind, it's down to spirit whether they want to talk to you or no.
Well, it's like I always say, spirits are not performing monkeys.
Mm-hmm. No two investigations are the same. That's right. So that's spot on that comment. But did you say they're not performing monkeys? And maybe sometimes spirit does just get fed up.
Yeah.
Maybe you just get bored of being asked, "Are you there?
Yeah.
What's your name?"
Yeah.
Throw something at me. Give me a sign.
I think I'd get fed up if people keep asking me that.
Aye. If somebody was asking me every night of the week, "Are you there? What's your?" You think, "Oh no, again."
I'll just be quiet, ignore them. They'll go away.
Didn't I just tell you the other day, man?
How many times this week have I said that, Nettie? 7 this week. I'm not saying that again. I always have a medium so we can communicate with spirits. Sometimes they will just do things that seem scary, but maybe they just need to be heard. You see, I've said this. I'll come back to your comment a wee second, Shannon. I'll get back to this one. No two investigations are the same, which is so spot on, and it does make it exciting. I mean, you can do a place 20 or 30 times, and by the next time we go, you don't know where you're going to get.
No. That like I think it's Derek who's wrote that. Like Derek's wrote there, It's why it's exciting. So I would keep going, not only to find out the answers, but that split second of adrenaline pumping through of something's just happened, and you're like, "What? Where is it? What is it? What's moved?" Or hold on, that car just drove past and it's vibrated a window and knocked something off. Something like that. So.
Yep, it's me, Lee, it's Derek. But and the other thing I love about investing, and people might say this is nuts, but it's even you probably had them as well, Lee. You get nights where you get nothing, right? But you still have a good night. In my book, you still have a good night because you just don't know. It's anticipation.
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree. Also, you got to think about. Because you might be going into, I don't know, say for instance, we've got investigation coming up later on in the year at Galleries of Justice in Nottingham. So we get to go places where the public don't get to go. So I think, well, if anything happens, it's a bonus, but hold on. If I went on a tour around here, I won't get to see all these these parts of the building and how old it is down here compared to where they show you. So for me, it's just history as well when you're walking around these buildings when you're
Aye,
investigating as well.
there's
So
a place in Spig that we're quite close with. It's a team in Glasgow. They do a location in Glasgow, and it's a. I'm not going to say to you because one of the guys works there, you know, so it's still a working building, but we get to go into it at night time, and parts of the building date back to I think the 1800s. It's still, like I said, there's a gym hall, and it's the original gym hall with all the original bits and bobs in it. And this goes back to the 1800s. And people pass this place every day, but obviously they're not allowed in, you know. And it's when you're standing in a gym hall, for instance, you know, and you're thinking, how many kids have done PE in here, you know?
yeah,
And who hung that rope and who fixed them on the wall and stuff like that. So I know exactly what you mean. You get to go places that nobody else, and it reeks of history.
yeah,
You know, when I say reek, I mean in a good way.
yeah. But like I said, that
got a story. Every building has got several stories and several people, and you know who did what had, and you can go down a rabbit hole of kind of like looking into the history and everything like that, and it's kind of addicting.
yeah,
You know, and fascinating just finding out who, you know, even in the house where you live, you can sort of like look down, go into the sort of like the electoral rolls and see who lived there before you, and done everything which I've done in the past with places that I live, and it's absolutely fascinating. It's just who built them, who built this house, why was it built,
yeah,
the first tenants, you know, it's amazing.
yeah. Well, that's the bit that makes it more interesting as well. Like we said, you know, in case you do get them quiet nights.
I mean,
So,
the history of 30 East Drive, you could go down the rabbit hole with it. What was on the land beforehand? What was basically, you know, before everything started happening? Who lived there? Who did there? It's just kind of like if you're into your history, it's really sort of like it's fascinating.
yeah. But like I say, you could do that with any building, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Aye, any building at all. I'm going to go back to Shannon's comment. And I always have amazed that you can communicate with spirits. Sometimes we just do things seem crazy, but maybe we just need to be heard. We've talked about this before on shows where you could be sitting in a graveyard, for instance, you know, and you're hearing all these noises, and stones getting thrown, stuff like that. Some people might count that as scary, you know, that's freaky, scary, but it might be the spirit's only way of communicating with you.
Yeah.
You know, they might have enough energy or whatever to be able to throw a stone or something. But I think people don't realise that. I agree. Since you're a person that have that freak, the night is so frequency is so different. It's like real slow, but when it happens, the frequency goes crazy high. That's addictive. I investigating is addictive because you always want more, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, and you get these people. We've done it a couple of times. We do it for a specific reason. You know, you say, if you do it again, we'll leave, and then we do leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people say, well, why leave if you're getting activity? And I say to them, well, I basically, you know, if you tell a spirit that we'll leave if you make that noise, and they make the noise and you don't leave, then basically you've lied to them. And they remember that.
Yeah. Like I say, it's respect, isn't it?
And
just because you can't see him doesn't mean you don't have to respect him.
Shannon's birthday's on Easter. I think they moved Easter this year, but I know they have in the UK. They've moved Easter. We were talking about that today, but earlier on, how they can move, you know, they moved Easter and they've moved Mother's Day. They just kind of throw them about. Don't you
Well,
find that?
Mother's Day today, isn't
I
it?
did you forget?
No?
No, that's all right. No, just that wee look in your face if it's Mother's Day today. Oops.
No. Yeah. No. No, I didn't forget.
But no, we were talking earlier on how they can throw Easter about every year. Always seems to change.
Yeah.
You know, I find it impossible to keep up with that Easter bunny. I wish he'd make up his own mind, but no, I mean, the history of buildings is fascinating. Even some of the buildings we'll visit. I mean, I've been to Hampton Court 3 times and we're going back in July. Hampton Court, as I don't know if you've ever been there or not.
No.
I'm a big fan of the Tudor period, Henry VIII, etc. And it's when you go to Hampton Court and you stand there and you're thinking, Henry VIII came through this, the open archway before you get into the actual courtyard.
Yeah.
You're thinking Henry VIII came through here, and Anne Boleyn, his wives at one point, Cardinal Wolsey, the whole lot of them.
Yeah.
And they stood in that courtyard and they came off a boat in that river, and it just blows your mind at times. And some folk might say, it's boring, it's crap, but it's not really,
No. It's interesting stuff when you think about it.
It's why we're here today.
Yeah.
I mean, one big example is, Catholic, we're not religious in any way, whatever. We're Catholics and Protestants, and people, if people actually realise the reason we have Catholics and Protestants, they'd be gobsmacked. In America, love you, but thank you, dear. I mean, the reason we have Catholics and Protestants is because Henry VIII fell in love with a younger woman, basically. That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And there was politics and all that involved, but that's basically why you've got 2 separate kind of religions. But then people don't appreciate it or don't understand it. Then you get the people that slag it off.
Yeah.
Like certain individuals. I mean, I get called a snowflake last week, and snowflake, that was one of the names I get called in an interesting correspondence, shall we say, with a certain individual.
Right.
We know who, probably Craig knows who I'm talking about as well. And I don't know if I'm still finding somebody can answer this question for me. What's a woohoo hunter?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean and which person you're on about. I've just the pennies just dropped.
All right, ching.
It's another name for us paranormal investigators, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of just like we're always looking for the ghosts that go woo, and
Yeah.
Right, so that's I've saw this name getting thrown about quite a bit with this individual, and it puzzled me quite a bit. What exactly is a woohoo hunter?
Yeah, it's his own way of calling paranormal investigators. He doesn't believe in the paranormal, so he won't use that word.
Well, John, we let this person into the group last week because I was curious. I did have an exchange with a person last year, but we kept trying to get it. So I say, right, we'll let him in, see what happens. Straight away, the comment was put up, I don't believe in ghosts and spirits. Now everybody's entitled to their own views, opinions, etc. And not everybody believes. That's fine. So I asked them, well, why, if you don't believe them, why did you join a paranormal group? Because that kind of puzzled me. That's like me. I'm a Formula One man. I hate football, no offence, but that's with me joining a football group.
Yeah. Well, if I was you now, Scott, I wouldn't even talk about him. I wouldn't even give him the airtime.
No, that's why I don't mention
That's why. Yeah, I won't even bother, pal.
I was sorely tempted last week for a couple of seconds. I was sorely tempted, but I thought, no, it's no.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, I agree, Eric.
He just wants to take number one. No, indeed.
So even talking about him now, you're getting he's getting his.
Aye, true enough. So forget the sort of scrap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about Easter eggs. The big cream egg. Can you imagine that? A big cream, a full size cream egg Easter egg.
How did I know you were going to say cream egg? How would you eat it though?
With a big spoon. I mean, he's a bailing. Quite right. You need to be a big spoon. I've actually got a big silver spoon in here that I stole for a campsite, but never mind.
Borrowed it.
Borrowed. I'll still take it back. That's a bit...
Permanently borrowed.
Aye, I borrowed it about 2 years ago.
Keeps taking it back and then keeps sort of like taking it away again.
Well, that's true. I do take it back. So technically, I'm returning it.
Yeah.
I'm just nicking it again. But you sit there with a big spoon, wouldn't you?
Would you just not try and get it in one? Like your tea cakes.
Well, I don't think that would happen, do you? I'd love somebody to make one of them, but it's big giant.
If anybody's ever done that, if anybody's ever sort of like just
someone would have done it. Someone had to have done it.
Meg.
Yeah, someone's had to have done it.
Well, I'm going to Google that. That's the next project for PIH.
Yeah.
Who made the world's biggest cream egg? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cheers, my friend. So the Boo Brothers, I know we had you on before, and I should ask you this at the start, but we get carried away with cream eggs and tea cakes, as you do.
Food's more important.
Aye, when it comes to tea cakes,
chocolate,
and cream eggs.
Chocolate, yeah.
Or smoky bacon crisps.
Gone off them.
Yeah.
And I'm talking the real deal here. I'm talking Golden Wonder. No, your Walker's rubbish.
No, I've gone off them. I've gone off them.
What about the Walker's barbecue rib?
I've not seen a packet of them for ages.
Well, they brought them back out for a limited time. They're still out in the shops. You get them in B&M.
Right, I'll have a look for them.
But the thing is, I noticed this the other night. There's only 5 in a packet. There's no 6. I find that weird. Every other package gets 6 in it. This one's got 5. I used to live on them years ago when they were out, literally at work. I lived on barbecue rib, and then they stopped them. I was like losing a best friend. I was grieving at a funeral for them and everything this week. It was empty. Of course, I ate the crisps first.
Just
it was an empty bag. I'm not that stupid. I was going to bury a full bag. And then I was Sarah, so I posted on Facebook that they were bringing them back again. So I was straight out hunting. I was going hunting for ghosts, hunting for spirits, Where's the Christmas? And then I seen them.
It's like Smith's crisps and everything.
It counted the best barbecue sauce.
It's like Smith's crisps and everything. Every time you sort of like go out and tidy the garden, there's always an old packet of Smith's crisps.
Yeah.
The one that had the little blue thing inside that you should...
the salt and shake.
Yeah.
I mean, you wonder who's that's going to be burying packets of crisps in my garden. The years ago, because they've been out donkeys ago. They've been out that. Well, not that long ago now. When I was in my younger years. But again, we go totally off the subject of paranormal. You know what I mean? So we'll try again. I mean, how did? Because there are a lot of people probably have seen you for the last time you're on. How did the Boo Brothers come about, etc.? The boring question that you need to ask.
So basically, how we came together is we used to go to these paranormal events with these big companies. And one day we just turned around and said, we're sick of being babysat. Getting told, right, you get half an hour in that room, you get 20 minutes in that room. You can't time how long it takes to get some sort of interaction. So basically, yeah, got our team together, came up with Boo Brothers. Just to play on words, isn't it? Of Blues Brothers. Even though I'm a Man United fan. But so yeah, just came to that. Then we've started investigating. Then over the last 2 years, we do 1 or 2 paranormal investigations with other teams every month. So 2 a month, 1 or 2 a month. And we basically try to share techniques, methods, experiments, work with others as well, get to know everyone, try and get para unity going. Another phrase that people don't like using as well, para unity, which I do believe it is there, but certain teams, certain people don't believe it's there, and they do try and slag it off quite a lot because people. What we do is we are investigators, but we don't say everything's paranormal. We do debunk before we even think that it's paranormal. We're not straight there. Oh, the window's blown a curtain. That's paranormal. We do debunk stuff. That's what we do. We're mainly skeptics on the team. So, like I say, working with other teams, it's great. Get to meet new people, and like I say, para unity, I do believe is there. Just got to find the right people who believe in it as much as each other.
Aye, it's a word that gets put about quite a bit, and as you say, Lee, I've heard people say there's no such thing in what have been. We've been in groups before, and it's meant to be para unity and stuff, and there's a load of bitching goes on and all that kind of stuff, and there's no need for it. Do you know what I mean? It's and it does exist. We're quite fortunate, and yourself included, to be friends with a lot of different teams and people. Again, yourselves included. I need to say that Craig is his own. I like him. And it is good. I mean, we found this doing these podcasts. It's the amount of people we've been doing these since 2020, and we've done over about 500 of them. And the amount of people we've met, yourselves included, is people we would never have spoke to in our lives.
Is that because we're English?
No, dude. Listen, see the photographs you've got of me on the border, Scottish and English border, building a wall.
Yeah.
They're not true. They're photoshopped.
I'm not saying anything. I'm half English on my mother's side, so
don't believe the photographs of me building a wall at Carlisle. They don't exist.
It's you that felled that tree.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, just going on to the para unity thing as well. 2024 is our first year. We're going to be running a charity investigation as well. So we've teamed up with a team from Newcastle called Resident Ghost Investigations for this. If you follow us on Facebook, we're running investigation. It's at the Haunted Museum in Stoke. It's going to be a live investigation, which you can watch on Facebook. But we've got everyone in the paranormal who've donated prizes as well for a raffle as well. So the charities are going to be the Alzheimer's Society and Dementia UK. So all money that we do raise through this, it will be going to them. But yeah, like I say, going back to the paranormal, we've got Patty Negri. She's donated things to us. We've got the girls at the Festival of the Unexplained donated tickets for us, what people can win. So I think we've got about, so far, I think it's 40 odd prizes, signed books from Neil Story, readings with Rob Thompson. There's loads. So like I say, just while we're on that point, yeah, if you jump onto our Facebook page or add us as a friend, all the information is on there, guys. So, like I say, yeah, just follow that. The live investigation is in September. So, yeah, sign up to that and you'll be put in a private group and you can watch the investigation live on all the cameras as we're investigating.
So, jump over that, folks, and give it a like and a follow. Eric, he makes paranormal gear. Shall we say, hence rest in peace, paranormal gear. He says he'll give you a wee donation.
Yeah,
but
cheers, Eric.
It's things like that, you know, that people don't see, or people just there's other people in the paranormal just aren't interested. They're too much interested in their own ego and what have you. And I think that's what fails para unity as well.
Yep, totally agree.
You know, the ego hunters, and they're all wanting their own TV show or, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And once they get into the mix, it's just I would donate just friend Eric Thompson. He's everywhere. You'll soon find him.
I'm sure we've already got him as a friend. That name rings a bell.
He's quite a decent guy. His wife Rita is lovely.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because Eric's watching. I'm saying that because she's watching. I'm kidding on Rita. But I mean, it's a good cause. You get into charity, what have you, and it is a good cause. You know, Patty, she's donated, and the LSP, Rachel, Gemma, and Nikki, who are nuts, but they're lovely lasses, lovely again. Karen, Karen Frey as well. It's a great cause. It's a shame that more people don't see it. But then, what I've found is that you get these people who say they're doing it for charity, you know, but they're not really, they're doing it to promote themselves.
Yeah, no, we're actually doing this for charity.
You know,
we're not there. We don't want, you know, I don't want 1 million subscribers, and you know, we don't do YouTube. You know, if we catch evidence, all we do is just show it on Facebook. But before we show it on Facebook, we will try and debunk it first. Then the next thing will be, this is what we've caught. Any explanations, more than welcome. What do you think? Then we'll put it on. Everyone can see then. I'm not there to make all these fancy videos where we're there to find evidence. We want to know, is there life after death? You know, what is it like on the other side?
Aye.
So that's all we're there for. We just want evidence. We're not there to make, but the years that we've been doing it, we've finally thought, you know what, this year we'll give back. So we have done. So us and Resident Ghost Investigations came up with the 2 charities who we want to donate. It's close to many people who we've met. The Alzheimer's and dementia charities. So this year we will be raising money for them 2 charities.
No, it's a brilliant idea. It's a brilliant cause, and I commend you highly for. I think that's the word. Commend you highly. I think it's amazing for doing it, and more people should maybe try and do that. As I say, you get these teams that say, we're doing this for charity, and you never see where any of the where any of the money goes and stuff like that, and that's a shame, And again, going back to the para unity, that wrecks it as well.
Yeah. So, because we're going to do updates. We don't know if we're going to do weekly or monthly updates of what's been raised. Just keep everyone in the loop, really.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, we've only opened the links to donate last week. So like I say, it is on the Facebook page. But yeah, like I say, we will be doing updates so people do know how much we've raised so far.
And
So
his dad, and it's two things, it's two subjects that do affect a lot. I mean, Eric's in America, but you know, it's not just a local thing. You know,
no, it's worldwide. It's worldwide, but it is a silent killer. And seeing people who I know or knew who had it, it's not just the people who have it who it affects. It's the people who they're married to, live with, you know. So, but these don't get much. I don't even think they get any government money for them.
No
So
help.
these are solely donations only. So, like I say, it does affect many people.
It's years and years ago when I lived in Glasgow. I was a carer for about a year and a half, 2 years or something, and a couple of my people I went to. One had motor neurons disease, you know, and it was horrendous just watching the guy fade away. But another gentleman had dementia, and I would go to him every 5 mornings a week, you know, and his daughter would be there as well. And the guy would just be sitting, and he had the memory span of about 20 seconds, you know. And he used to be, he was a mechanic, and he still owned his own garage and all the rest of it, you know, came back years, and then dementia kind of took over, and he was a smoker, and he would have a cigarette, you know, and his daughter used to say to me, I've gave him a limited amount of tobacco because he'll put out he'll have a fag, put it out, and he'll instantly forget that he's had one.
Yeah.
You know, and seeing that, I didn't know the guy personally first, but after you've been tending to them for, you know, weeks, you get too close to them and what have you, and you're sitting, you're talking to this guy, and it was the same conversation every 20 seconds, every 20, 30 seconds with him.
Yeah.
But obviously he couldn't help it, and it was horrendous just watching it. And see, I was in the family, so to imagine what family were going through, you know, seeing their dad or their granddad, whoever, you know, going like that, it's really heartbreaking for them.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why, like we say, we want to give something back, especially for these two charities, what are, like I say, close to both teams, both teams' hearts. So yeah, get donating, guys.
Yep, get the purses out, get the PayPal or the bank cards out, stuff like that, and get the pennies in, because it's going to worth it. It's going to a good cause. I work with it and could help countless people.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a good thing to see within the paranormal. There are enough's done, and the paranormal, that side of, you know, there is plenty of teams out there that do charity stuff. But I think more can be done. But then saying that, it's Britain, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the government, I mean, we're not political or whatever, but I think the government needs to get a wee hand out and get shifting somewhere.
Yeah.
Because no enough's getting done. I like to just get back to what you were saying about, you know, these people who say they're experts in the paranormal, and they've been trained, and, you know, they can do it the right way. Did you ever hear, I think it was about a year and a half ago or something, there's one person in particular posted on their Facebook page that she got a license to investigate.
They had a license.
That she'd got this license to investigate. And
All right.
On her Facebook.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. And she had an ID as well.
All right. Oh shit! I mean, I've not got one. Mine must have expired. Where do I get them from?
I'm pretty sure that you can get a Ghostbusters type one that's from online. It's you know,
well,
one of the ones that you had that you got when you were like kid in the 80s.
Oh, like a Smith's toy store or a.
You can maybe even do it yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Just with a pen. But no, that she was deadly serious, pardon the pun. You know, and she says, I've got my license to investigate and my ID. I'm an official paranormal investigator. So I was thinking, well, who do you show it to? You know, so you go to a
Um,
graveyard, and before you go in, you say, "Right, I'm here." You know,
you've got to sign in, haven't you, with the
Yeah.
bailiff,
Show your
the,
shit. Show
the,
your
war, the
shoes.
wardens,
Yeah.
the ghost inspector wardens who walk round.
Yeah.
but you're at it. They've actually got them in Edinburgh.
What?
They're called enforcement officers.
Oh, yeah.
But I was thinking, can you imagine me going to a graveyard with my wee card and stuff like that, with a lanyard maybe? I have to have mine in a lanyard to be fancy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can just go, you know, like, God, Martinson, PI.
Would you not like get like the security badges where it's round their arm?
Yeah.
Now, that's an idea, the big yellow ones.
High vis one.
Aye.
So you can be seen in the dark.
So you can walk around the graveyard, go like that, just, you know.
Yeah.
So
Would you not have one of them?
I could have one. That'd be fancier, wouldn't it? Make me look tougher with my stab-proof vest on.
Yeah.
You know, I'll see us, you know.
But you still got to wear a suit, though. You have to wear a suit doing it.
I'd look pretty stupid with a suit and a stab-proof vest. With, mind you, I'm Scottish, innit? So maybe would really think anything. Maybe we think twice. Oh, he's Scottish, we even bless him. He's happy. Mum, that loonies in the graveyard again was he's hell of a well dressed.
But he's got his ID on him.
Like
and then you think if you
of silent witness, you know.
Yeah.
if you do it during the day, you're in a graveyard, and you're lucky enough there's a funeral going on, that you can whip it off, become part of the funeral party, and get free steak pie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be a bag in your pocket. But do you know what I was see when I seen it, and I thought, who the hell are you going to show that to him? And paranormal investigator safety gear. But she's got a point actually, because I've seen people, I don't know if you use wearing investigations with, you know, and that's not a kinky question. I don't mean that way. That's not a euphemism, don't get me wrong. What are you wearing? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I've watched some of them, and they've got the black t-shirts on and the black stab-proof vest. Now, I like black, you know, as you can tell.
Yeah.
And they've got the black commando trousers on with the boots, you know, and the trousers are tucked into the boots, you know, and if they're going to war with Iraq, basically, you know, and I watched one guy one night, and he'd all the gear on, and he'd a big radio on with a big, you know, big rubber, not a whip actually, from this thing, you know, and he was down in his churchyard, and he's getting up against the walls and everything. That's who are you hiding from? You know, I think he was trying to surprise the spirits, because they wouldn't know. They'd be sitting in the corner having a fag, probably, and then he creeps up.
So that's going.
Standing watching him, just going, oh, for goodness.
Yeah, he's back again. Leave him to it. He's Scottish. Isn't that what you just said?
I think he's Scottish, bless him. He can't find a sheep to play with. Just get he's
falling down his back again, man.
You know. But serious with the guy was with this up against.
Oh, no.
They'll never see me coming. And it's these clowns that make us look like carrots. Do you know what I mean? What's what I'm saying? After that, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean with the tactical vest and stuff like that on.
You know, that's all image, though. That's all basically for them. That's to make them look good and look tough and look as if they know what they're doing. You know.
Yeah.
It's basically, see all this tech that I've got or everything, basically, I know what I'm doing type stuff. You know, it's all kind of like image. I blame Zach Bagans and, you know, Ghost Hunters and things like that for bringing that on. Kind of, because it's always black and it's always kind of like dark and tough and confrontational type of thing. Yeah. It's like command stuff.
The next thing I'm waiting to see is when they put black lines on their faces.
The camouflage.
Yeah.
Aye, no, stuff.
So when
Eh,
so if you camouflage and try and talk to spirits, and they're like, and when they answer you saying, "Is someone there?" Because they can't see you.
no, who said that? Shannon, though, never laughing. We're not that kind of channel, though. We treat our viewers and our guests apart from this guy, I'll do it that way. So,
Yeah.
we respect him. Emperor Ming. Take your hat off, now we're live. Take your hat off and see what people think you look like. But not Shannon, you're totally fine, though. We would never laugh about it. Now, do you think he looks like Emperor Ming? Flash Gordon is on the hunt for him.
I'm never going to let this down. This coming from a bald guy that doesn't have, that can't grow a beard.
No, I can grow a beard. I just choose not to, because if I did, it would look like my head was upside down. You know what I mean? And I'm handsome enough as it is without the beard look, But no, the flak jackets that have always amazed me, because I've never seen a spirit walking about with a knife. Ready to stab an investigator or something.
Yeah. You never know.
The other thing I find funny is when they hear a noise and they go and hide. You ever seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Seen it a few times.
Yeah.
They'll hide behind a wall or a door because spirit will be like that. Where'd they go?
It's going back to that camouflage under the eyes.
Yeah.
And they'll go that behind a wall. They'll never see us here. The spirit's probably saying what that was. What the hell are you doing?
If it were me, I'd be going through the wall, tapping them on the shoulder.
Yeah, just
blowing in their ear.
Yeah, what you doing? Whisper to them, what you doing hiding?
The next thing I'm waiting on seeing is, a guy turning up dressed as a bush, and try and hide in graveyard or a bush.
I kind of wonder what it would be like for any of us once we go and once we die. If we do come back, we'll be sort of like standing there going, "Yep, I know this deal."
Yeah.
Somebody's investigating this. It's just like, I know this deal. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to,
That's it.
Let's play a little bit. Let's try and see what it's like from the other side. Blowing their ear, just sort of like be nonsensical.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be with that. I'd be the total opposite. I'd be like, "Where's your ID?"
Have you got permission to be in here?
I'm not saying a word till I see some identification, sonny boy.
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything you ask. I won't tell you my name until I see your ID.
So you could be a bogus investigator, and you're here to ransack my graveyard.
You do not have permission to talk to me. I have not made any signs or anything like that saying you can talk to me. Anything like that. I have not agreed to this. So,
it's all right laughing and joking, but I mean, some people are actually like that. They actually do these things, And I had somebody. I was reading a post ages ago, and it was somebody just starting out in the paranormal, and they were looking for advice. What's the best way to go about it? Or I'm going out my first investigation. And I says, well, just take your phone, take a torch, and just be yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do.
That's all you need.
Don't try and be something you're not.
Yeah.
Don't try and be something or someone you're not.
Because let's face it, spirit knows who you're. They know what you're like. They can, they're not daft. They can spot a fake, a mile off. Some people think the spirits are thick.
Yeah.
But they're not. I mean, they're as intelligent as we were. Being that category you two are. I'm as thick as you can get. I don't care. No, I'll eat my cream egg upside down if I can get away with it. I'm not fussy. I wonder if you could do that. Eat a cream egg standing in your head.
Well, it depends if you're going to obey it or not.
No, because see, if you had a beard, you'd be mixed up at what end to put it in. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying too much on that respect.
Anybody sort of like got the notion that we're hungry or something like that? There seems to be a great food theme to this.
I'm having a.
It's
I'm
chocolate.
having a. It's chocolate. I'm having a curry, a microwave curry after this. Iceland, folks, £1. Curry chicken, curry chives. The business. That business. You know what I mean? I've lost track of what we're talking about there, actually, to be honest. It's gone.
What's going to get Iceland sponsorship? It's
what was I saying? I hate that scene. You just get a blank bit of paper.
You're talking about you're making your own ID.
Aye, I'm going to make my own ID with my picture in it. I'm going to have to use a school photograph of myself because I've not changed much, you know. So I'll use one of my old school photos and it'll be like Scott, beep, beep, PI.
PI, yeah?
Yeah.
Paranormal investigator.
Well, why are you not an expert or a professional ghost
I
investigator?
could be an expert, could
or
I?
paranormal investigator, whichever one you want to be called.
I could be an expert, couldn't I?
But you have to go on a training course.
Well, that's something else I've seen as well.
Oh no.
I look at too much. I look at far too much paranormal stuff because sometimes you find stuff you just don't want to find, you know. And I'm not talking about dirty stuff.
Yeah.
There was I don't know if they're still in existence, but there was an organisation they were calling themselves, and they were offering ghost hunting courses.
Yeah.
Aye. And you ended up at the end, you got a certificate and a license. This was one of the other license mob. And there was different stages, you know, different categories you could, and each cost X amount of money. And who would go to them?
Well,
you know,
if I didn't know how to turn an Alice box on or a spirit box, you might need to learn how to press the on button.
so make a note of that. How to press the on button. You know.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? I don't know. We're no. That was me. My extension fell. I'm talking to the missus. I'm not talking to myself, by the way. In case you think. I've got an extension on the table. It fell. That was paranormal.
It's definitely weird, basically, that you can go online and you can go on courses for like paranormal diploma. You can actually get a diploma for paranormal investigation online. And it's just, these things are still being offered.
See, I understand. Say, for instance, if it was a certain thing that you want to learn about, like, I don't know, spiritualism, stuff like that, different categories, but I don't know how you can learn how to be a paranormal investigator.
I know. Maybe
especially online course, unless you watch them on the phone doing an investigation.
Even the scientific kind of stuff and everything, maybe the science behind it. But
yeah, you did, stuff where you need to know, like say, the scientific side of things. But I don't know you could do it just to be a paranormal investigator.
Oh, man.
We don't do that. We do the sciencey side, I think, because for two reasons. Because I'm thick. Basically, it's stupid. I can't even spell science. SC act. I'm dumb as hell, but however. And I'll be the first one to admit, I don't care. I'm thick as they come. I don't care.
No, you're not.
And two is, to me, I say this many a time, no offense to anybody who uses tech. That's their thing. It's what they're into. you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think spirit gives a toss.
No.
You know, if you've got a £400 SLS camera and then somebody's got a 30 pence cat ball,
Mm.
you know, I think they're more liable to go for it. Just as one I made earlier, by the way. They just do what? Oh, it does work. There you go.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. Like I said, they might not know how to use certain things, you know, but also, like I see the other side of with the advancement of the technology,
Yeah.
you know, you can get different readings from the atmosphere. But
Mhm.
I also like to sit in a room, being quiet and listening, which is probably the oldest form of paranormal investigation. Just sat in a room in the dark, listening. So everything.
Exactly.
So
I mean, what did they use, you know, before cameras were invented?
you weren't allowed to, were you? Because
You
the
know,
licenses weren't out then. You didn't. Them courses weren't out then.
that's right. So you weren't because you weren't a license, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, but seriously, before SLS cameras were invented and K2s and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
you know, people investigated. You know, there were PIs in. I said, well, what did they use? And it was basic common stuff like balls. You know,
Dowsing rods, bottles, you know.
compasses.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we've tried the compass 2 or 3 times. It's no worked yet. That's not saying it'll no work in the future. We've tried that, ping pong balls, general stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, because I think personally, you've got more chance of spirit interacting with you if you've just got basic stuff. You know, well, I appreciate the technology shows what has happened. I think technology is good for backing up any evidence you might get, you know, like audio,
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But for you say every day investigating, I think it's better just to stay basic because spirit will come forward more if you're just basic, you know. Or, you know, thanks, honey. But try and put your mind. We did an investigation last week. It's on the page, and people might think it looks stupid. Thanks, you know, but I'm doing a Scottish jig inside a graveyard.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
It's on the page. It's for weeks. 2 weeks ago tonight, actually.
I'll have a look. I'll have a look.
Well, what it was we were 90% sure with a child there, Christina, her name was, and so I was trying to put myself into the mind of a child. You know, obviously being a parent myself. You know, you think, well, how would they react? What would attract? So we tried hopscotch and ring around the roses. But then I was stamping, my foot was numb. That's what it was. And I was stamping my foot. And we were getting responses on the cat ball and the K2. So we thought, it looked as if I was doing a jig, you know. So I thought, well, I'll try it and see what happens, you know. And I think we get quite a few responses off it. It's probably totally stupid. Anybody walking by would probably think, what's that clown doing? He's doing a jig in a graveyard at, you know, midnight. That's satanic rituals. He's in a cult. He's summoning up a demon. You know. But do you think it's better to try and put your, especially a child spirit, act like a child?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
like say I try and
smile.
yeah. Yeah, no matter what you do, you know, try and think how they would.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take that's what I'm saying now. no offense to anybody that uses tech, everybody's got their own kind of way. I'm just a sort of basic guy because I'm stupid, basically. That's what you are, a child. That's Sarah saying that, by the way. You know what I mean? I still been a child last Wednesday. When we ran out of team eggs.
I heard that laugh.
I heard the laugh.
Would you keep your laughter down, please? You're interrupting this show.
That's twice that the spouses have interrupted with laughter. I think this
Talking spouses, did you find out what yours was doing when she made that ungodly noise?
Yeah, she was laughing at a cat, apparently. One of our cats did something funny, and she was laughing.
Right. Okay. That's what you're saying. That's fine. Keep that within
That's what she says.
But as I say, Alex, tech, that's lots of folk are into it, it's their thing. I'm just a sort of basic guy, but we found it useful the other week, try to act like children.
Yeah.
No offense. You're not stupid. Just explain the paranormal for me. Oh, thanks very much, buddy. Thank you. Cheers. Alex says I'm no stupid. Get that round you. So, but I believe just basic investigating, and spirits more likely to come forward.
Well, like I say, it's like you said, Craig, Scott. All different methods work. Like I'm a tech guy, but also members of our team are not. They prefer the old school methods. So we've got a bit of a balance there, which is actually good for the team. So we might not get anything on the newer equipment or any scientific equipment, whereas them doing the older methods, they might be getting loads of activity from it. So, like I say, I think it all depends as well on, like you say, is it a child spirit, adult, it could be anything that you're communicating with. So why not try and use a method that's going to suit them?
Exactly. If it suits them, then there's more chance of them coming forward, and there's more chance of them. You get back to the location of them remembering you.
Yeah.
Saying, I remember Lee. He likes tea cakes, and I'll go and talk to him.
I'm not sharing them though.
See, a man after my own heart.
Yeah.
Nobody's. Man, I don't share that because I'm Scottish, so I don't care. No, I mean, a man after my own heart. It's the same as to a balance in a team. I think skeptic is that word. Being a skeptic.
Yeah.
What's your team like, skeptic wise?
We all pretty much sit on the fence. I'd say I'm more leaning towards the skeptic side. But like I say, unless we can't debunk it, other people can't debunk it when we put it out on the Facebook page, then it's unexplained.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it as unexplained.
I think it's important to be a bit skeptic as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I've seen a few teams. I call it the paranormal wagon. We call it the paranormal wagon. The slightest sound, I no doubt you've seen this, Lee, as well. We walk in there, I keep saying grave, I'm just using that as an example. We walk in a graveyard, and the first sound they hear, that's paranormal. Did you hear that? Did you hear that footstep? That's a spirit right away. We've got to tell you right away here, folks. It's kicking off here, And it could be a wee farmer walking by looking for a sheep. And they convince each other. Have you seen that? They'll say, That was aye, it was a male. Aye, I thought that I seen it was a man with black hair. Aye, it was a black haired guy, and he'd spot. Did you see the spot? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before they know, they've got Damien for the Omen there.
Yeah, that's
You know.
it, isn't it? You know, putting words in each other's mouths.
100% will always would believe anybody. But you need to be that, and it goes, because Craig and I, obviously he's in our team, so we've done investigations and we've heard noises and stuff. One night we were out loud and we heard, I think it was like a metal clank, click sort of thing. And there's nothing there that could make it. There was nothing,
we spent about 10 or 15 minutes trying out different noises, trying out different things, what it could be, and it's just nothing really could. There was nothing around that could, especially around that bit, around the grave.
Yeah.
Things that could have accidentally hit it or accidentally been like that. And we spent like 10 minutes just going, no, that wasn't the sound. Hitting the back and going, no, that wasn't that sound. You know, and it just, you know, I think sort of like skepticism is kind of healthy. I'm skeptic and proud, you know.
Yeah.
Into it. I do believe in ghosts, but when it comes to ghost hunting, I want basically, you know, I want to make sure that there's no doubt, that there's no nothing, that there's nobody walking across.
Yeah.
Which is why when we do investigations, I'm the one that's kind of like constantly finding it hard to keep his feet still, because I'm be walking around the building, making sure nobody else is in, nobody else is running. Or standing outside, I'll be there keeping an eye on them, making sure that they're not kind of doing anything that would, you know, might come across, you know. So basically a skeptic. Yeah, I'm sort of like I'm skeptic and proud, because I think every team needs at least one, you know.
No, definitely 100%.
Grounded, you know.
No, I think I'd say we're all skeptic to a certain degree, more than others, obviously. But I think I'm kind of 80% believe. I do believe in life after death, obviously. I do believe there is something. What it is, who knows? But I think I've got that kind of 20% skeptic in me as well, which you need to be not a true. I'd say true investigator, but that sounds cheesy, doesn't it?
An objective investigator would, you know, basically, if you need, you know, you're not one of these people, like you say, that would go around saying every single sound, that's paranormal, that's paranormal, that's paranormal. You need to have an objective sort of like point of view in it, and just keep, you know, so that, you know, you're not sort of like saying everything's paranormal and everything like that. You need to. There's a lot of outside influences out there, particularly if you're out in the middle of a cemetery at the middle of the night. Who knows? You know, there could be, if you're in like Loudon, there's close to farmland. Even, you know, sort of like sheep, sound of sheep that we sometimes get.
That's it. You know, it could be
around, but
could be anything. Fox running through, you know, anything.
Birds, trees, you know, wild animals. Just, I mean, we've walked into Loudon on numerous occasions, and there's been rustling and everything like that, and you're guaranteeing 70% of the time that's whatever wild animal was in there.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like making a fast escape. But right, there are teams that will go in and just say, "Oh, rustling! Oh my God, he's moved. You can't see it. Oh, it must be a ghost."
Yeah.
So some of the things I've watched are just beyond belief. You know what they'll. Just a quick one. There's a castle near us. It's not so much a castle. There's a couple of walls. Craigie Castle has got very, very slight ties to William Wallace. And I've told this story before. I just found this totally ludicrous. You know, these two people used to be in our team a long time. They're no longer with us. They went up and investigated Craigie Castle. As I say, it's very, very slight ties to William Wallace. And they says that they got William Wallace and his horse was there as well. Now, don't forget, Lee, they're in the middle of the countryside. Surrounded by fields, sheep, horses, cow, you know, all the usual suspects.
Yeah. I know where
And,
this is going.
you know, they says it was William Wallace's horse. Because he only had one, seemingly, in his whole lifetime, the one horse, you
Yeah.
know. And these cabbages actually believe this. Did you hear William Wallace? Did you hear a horse? I heard. That's just what that must. And I'm serious. This is where they know alive.
Yeah.
That's William Wallace's horse. And forward in the chat going, wow, that's amazing.
Oh no. Oh
You know,
no.
Spirit
And
horse.
they did another investigation in the Museum of Flight and it's in Urban Loathing. But and they says that they picked up a Japanese kamikaze pilot that flew into a mountain in Greenock. The Greenock's in the Firth of Clyde, which is our end, the other side of Scotland. You know. And they were in the Flight Museum in Lothian, you know, round about Berwick and Tweed area. But this kamikaze pilot had flew into a mountain in Greenock, and he was doing a Lothian visiting. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's absolute bollocks, basically. But these people are believing it. Yeah, serious. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
It's like any site that basically has a connection to a famous person, or at least tenuous connection to a famous person. You'll get teams going in and just saying, "Oh, I heard when this famous person was there, and that was it." And it's just like, if I was a famous dead person, I wouldn't want to be out in the middle of a drafty castle and in the middle of sort of like nowhere, or some pub basically where I once stopped for a pint or something, you know.
Yeah. Just stop to use the toilet.
I want to be sort of like back at my own house or where I lived, you know. I don't want to be out in the middle of, you know.
You'd want to be somewhere, wouldn't you, with where you've got your fond memories and where you enjoyed your time in life.
That's what they say. You know, one theory is that when we pass over, we can get back to a time that we were most happiest. You know, and our loved ones come to meet us. You know, at the time they're passing and stuff. But it's all, again, it's who knows, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all speculation.
We can investigate for years and years and years and maybe never get one answer.
Yeah.
You know, or we might get 10. It's I just think it's up to spirit.
Yeah.
What
the thing is, once we pass over it, we might be all incredibly incorrect. We might just sort of like go to heaven and just all of a sudden just going, this is not what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
No, it's just like, you don't know.
I spoke to one person, and I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not dissing them. That says, you know, when we pass, we can travel anywhere we want.
Where are you going?
I'd be off to Graceland.
Yeah.
I am a big Elvis fan, so I think that'd be my first protocol. I'm going to Graceland. You know, then maybe swing round by Tenerife, leave it sun.
Yeah.
Sunshine, you know.
And where are you going after that?
I can imagine an American.
The world's my oyster.
I can imagine an American ghost team investigating Graceland. All of a sudden, this little bald Scottish guy comes through. It's like, what the hell is that? You know?
That's not Elvis.
He is, but he's standing doing a jig.
He's out there doing a jig. What the hell's that meant to be? I mean, don't get me wrong. We take the paranormal seriously, but we also believe that you need to have a lighter side to it. You know, you need to have the humour in it as well.
Yeah, and, definitely.
Not just in shows, but in investigations as well. Because let's face it, I think spirit likes a laugh as well.
Yeah. Well, it boosts up the energy, doesn't it?
You know, and if they see, you know, maybe a team, 5-6 people just sitting there like branches, you know, are you there? You know, I'd be off. I'd be going. I'd be sort this out.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not sticking around for this boring bunch. I'm going.
I'm going to Mary's. There's more fun in her yard than there is here. Do you know what I mean? Sort this.
Going back to Graceland.
I came all this way for that.
Simon song.
I mean, so I'm going back to Graceland for a wander. You know what I mean? But if one example is we did Loudon, and it's closely connected to a farm that's nearby. The family that are buried in Loudon worked the farm, and we've got access to the farm. At the back, there's a big round circular wall. And on the investigation, I asked, because we've had, as soon it seems to be that when we mention the house, we get a response. And so I've had a female saying, he was up at the house. They've been up to the house. So I asked on the investigation, can you tell, I was up at the house, can you tell me what was behind the round wall at the back? And it came through sheep, quite clear. And so I said, can you tell me what colour? Because the farm's got black sheep and white sheep. I said, can you tell me what colour the sheep were? And it says brown. That's another time I was going to ask. We get a lot of accents through the necrophonics. We came back brown. But then we kept getting what sounded like, sounded like ba through it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't the only one that heard it. Two or three other folk heard it. And we thought, we got a joker here. Because it did. If it'd only been me that heard it, you could maybe say, right, you're just hearing things.
Yeah.
But a few berries heard it. Well, that sounds like ba. And then I asked a wee bit later again, can you tell me the colour of the sheep again? Because I've forgotten. I do apologize. And it came through again, brown.
Yeah.
Eric, he was watching it. He heard it as well.
Right.
So I always equate to the person, if you're loud and aggressive people, you move. You don't approach if you're approached with light-hearted people. Exactly.
Agree with that.
You got William Wallace's sheep. Possibly, Alex, because he get ties to the Loudon area as well. But I thought we got a bit of a joker here. Which was great. We've never ever had that before. Somebody taking the mickey, basically. So that's something that we'd like to follow up on. But have you just last question? Have you ever had accents? I know you say you're a tech guy, and we use the Necrophonic app mostly because we've had a lot of luck with it. Have you ever had any accents coming through apps that you've used?
Yes. Yeah. Where was the last one? Went to Tutbury Castle. Tutbury Castle. We had. Was it Tutbury? Yeah, I'm sure it was Tutbury Castle. But yeah, we had an accent, a Scouse accent come through. So that was through the SB7 Spirit Box that came through loud and clear. Scouse. Male. So we do get it. And going back to what you said, yeah, we've had animal noises as well. So but for Alex, it wasn't William Wallace. Anything to do with any of his animals that he's got. But yeah, no, we've had all sorts of accents. And they're quite clear.
So I find that hard to debunk.
Yeah.
When you get, we've had a lot of Scottish ones, especially at Loudon, but we've had the Irish and we've had the French as well. French lady, I think it was. And you think, well, these apps are loaded with a certain amount of words. Fair enough, so you do get random words that mean nothing at all coming through. But it's when you get an accent through, then you think that's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah.
Says we can say 1 through to 10. The reply was 1 through to 10, then a laugh. And see, it's stuff like that as well. It's really hard to debunk, no matter how hard you try. Basically,
that is very difficult.
We can't explain the accents, the same as yourself.
Yeah,
because it's not meant to give you accents. But in fact, that's an 45 minutes we've been on actually.
God and Bennett.
So, I mean, you don't realise, sometimes you don't I did a show with Nick Muley last week, and I think we were hitting the 3 hour mark. We don't realise it.
Yeah.
You know, it's, I usually tell people between 60 and 90 minutes, but that's what it is. You know what I mean? But where can people here, right? Where can people find you? I'll tell you, we've done over about 500 of these, and I still can't get the knack of this. That's why I said I was stupid. You know?
Just do that.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, that way.
You know?
Yeah.
So where can people find the Boo Brothers?
You can find us on Facebook, guys. We have got a page, and obviously we've got the team itself, which you can add as a friend. We do have a website as well if anyone wants to join us on any investigations that we run once or twice a month. So that's www.boobrothers.co.uk. Then it's just Boo Brothers Paranormal Guys on Facebook. So yeah, hit us up, and also the charity event that was raising money for Dementia UK and the Alzheimer's Society, guys. So get donating if you can, please.
Yeah, so give him a look up, folks, on all the places that what he just said.
Good.
Thanks, Shannon Doll. But I'll keep you just for a wee second or two after we come off me. So we're going to wind up there. So a big thanks to Emperor Ming. And you see, I never get that one wrong. Anybody's underneath me, I always get it right because I'm there. You can't go wrong with that.
You're over there. It's over there.
It's Craig's there.
That's good. We got to go with on 8 debate.
It's just like,
Alex, because I'm looking at that comment that Alex made about the spirit of a sense of humour. Lee's over there, Craig's down there, and I'm here. Cheers, Alex, buddy. So we'll wind it up there. So a big thanks to Lee coming on as well. You'll be seeing him again. Hopefully, I'll want to come on with a cream egg. Wait and see.
Yeah,
that's what we should do the next time they're on. We all bring a cream egg on and see who can eat it the fastest.
Yeah.
Who's got the biggest mouth?
That's what we'll do, the cream egg challenge. And you need to open your mouth at the end. You know what your mum used to do when she gave you that horrible medicine? Right, open your mouth,
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
So you need to eat the cream egg and prove it's gone.
Next episode will be sponsored by Turnix.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't make cream eggs at that thing.
Turnix, Walkers,
Cadbury's,
Writing it down, cream egg challenge. Anyway, folks,
he's not joking. He'll do that.
I will do that.
He'll send you a cream egg through the post.
That's fine.
No, sort that. I'm not paying for a stamp. Sort that. They've got shops in England. You can go to one of them and buy a cream egg. You do have shops down there, don't you?
Yeah, of course we do.
But that's just for Rosie Cardin, her partner Andrew, up a couple of weeks ago, and she was fascinated with the red cola. Because seemingly they don't get that in Southampton, which I found mind-boggling. We went into a shop and said that, there's red cola. What? There's red cola. We don't get that.
What?
You live in Britain, you don't live in Tunisia or something like that.
Yeah.
No, we don't get red cola in Southampton. And potato scones as well. Same way you get potato cakes, they're called. They're a lot thicker. But up here, there's like thin potato scones, we call them. And she was, so we're going down there in July, so I promise we'll take her a supply down in July. Tatty scones and red cola and a chippy.
And I did read something. It was like the other week where basically there was a Scottish shop opening up, a Scottish sort of like butchers or a Scottish food shop opening up in London. Basically somewhere where you can get all the sort of like things like red cola and square sausage and haggis and things like that.
Iron brew.
Yeah, and Iron brew and everything. They're opening it up in Scotland or something. Not in Scotland.
No, in Scotland.
In London. They're opening up in
They're opening a Scottish shop in Scotland, and there's something you don't see every day. No, they'll not be getting any iron brew because I'm building that wall across the M6. No. So, and say the truckers, let's see you get through that one. No, I mean,
all that sycamore for nothing.
aye, M6 and A1, they're getting
Hey,
walled
well.
off. Simple as that. No, I mean, but we'll wind up here, folks. So again, big thanks to Lee and to Craig for coming in, and we're back on Tuesday night with martial arts expert and actor John Ozuna. John's coming back for a wee chat on the paranormal. And don't forget, a week today, it's still Sunday. I had to check the time there. We start filming our Wallace trail. Eric's addicted to ice. Well, when you move here, you'll be able to swim in the stuff, Eric, because it's everywhere. You'll be able to fill a big bathtub, fill it, and just go for a swim, my man. So we're out here, folks, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday night. So take care and stay safe. Bye. Bye.